What's up, guys? 5869 here with another RD2L cast, and this one was actually sent to me by Muse, so hopefully it's a good one. Looks pretty good. We got a couple of 5K and over players. KC about 5.8K, Darksheep I think 5.4K. So both of these guys really gonna have to keep an eye on them. Outside of that, we got a couple 4Ks and maybe some people who are around 3K. I don't know. Not everybody's showing their MMR off, and unfortunately I wasn't in the lobby to see the actual average MMR between both teams, but I imagine it's probably around 4K, maybe a little bit over 4K, and it's going to be Mango Boys versus the Dyers, so nobody really getting a team name up on that Dyer team, but no big deal, as it will be KC drafting up against Darksheep. Fairly obvious that we'd see that, especially since they're upwards of 5K. Definitely going to be the ones drafting, and we'll see what the first ban's going to be here for Radiant. Dyer actually deciding to get rid of that TA early on, and oddly enough, they're going to ban Venomancer, somebody who usually is better in lane against the TA, and that you would want to, maybe throw against the TA, but they'll ban that Veno first. They'll get rid of the Shadow Fiend now on the Dyer. Don't want to give Radiant that easy Shadow Fiend mid. Has those nice neutral camps nearby, and the Radiant's going to get rid of Lich, so two heroes we don't see a lot of, but are certainly strong heroes, Venomancer and Lich. And we'll see what that means, that maybe they're looking for a couple of melee cores. And obviously the Lich and the Venomancer could really annoy them with their slows and a lot of their AoE damage. And now it'll be a Wyvern first pick, so I do like that. Wyvern, very strong support hero. Goes well into the late game thanks to Winter's Curse as well as Cold Embrace being better abilities in the later game. And then Splinter Blast as well as Arctic Burn, really good in the early game for getting out some harass, getting and setting up some kills early on as well. And Mango Boys, they're going to go for the Tuskar Disruptor, and I do like that as well. Disruptor, a pretty strong hero, I think, especially since MLG now. We've seen Puppy play Disruptor on that last game where Secret, spoiler, Secret actually managing to beat EG, so maybe not so much of a feat since their new roster with Arteezy, but Disruptor probably going to be a lot more popular now. Static Storm is just such a good ability, and it gives you a nice bit of magical damage up against the Wyvern. And just like that, actually, Dyer will pick up the Dazzle, and not that I don't think Dazzle's a strong hero, but picking up both your supports this early on may give a little bit away here. Wyvern and Dazzle, not necessarily the best roaming support, so the Radiant could look to grab a little bit more of a greedier mid laner, but the Dyer gonna ban out the Witch Doctor and the Skywrath Mage. Skywrath Mage just kind of a classical counter to that Wyvern. You just throw the ultimate on top of the Cold Embrace, pretty much null, pretty much just get rid of the entire Wyvern heal there. And the Radiant, they're gonna get rid of Doom and PL, two heroes that, well, at least one hero, Doom. A lot of people have difficulties dealing with. The guy is just so strong. His laning stage is absolutely ridiculous. And outside of that, he just rotates so well into the mid game, grabs those cheap items early on, Phase Boots, Drums, gets that Egg Scepter. He's just so strong. But instead, he'll be banned out along with the PL, and they'll pick up the Earthshaker Undying now for the Dyer. So Radiant grabbing that Earthshaker, probably going to be an offlane Shaker support Tuskar, that means. And offlane Shaker, pretty nice pickup here. Has the, a good option to block the creep wave early on, maybe get a little bit of a more favorable creep equilibrium. Does have a ton of lockdown, so the Dyer's going to have to be really careful with, picking up a squishy core probably, and the Undying pickup now for Dyer. So that means they may try to run a dual lane with, Undying +1, maybe Undying Wyvern, Splinter Blast, as well as Tombstone. A lot of damage, a lot of slow to have to deal with, and could really convert that into a couple nice kills. But Mango Boys, they're going to pick up the Axe, and that is not something I expected whatsoever. A core Axe. So it'll be very interesting to see how this one works out now, as I thought it was going to be an offlane Shaker. It could be a mid Shaker or a safe lane Shaker perhaps, especially since, again, Monkey Business playing that core Shaker did a lot of work, and I imagine it'll be a core Shaker, maybe offlane Axe, Tuskar dual lane with Disruptor +1 in the safe lane most likely, and Dyer is just going to respond with Wraith King. They're going to say, alright, well, you pick an Axe, we'll pick a Wraith King, doesn't matter if he gets called, he'll die, slow the Axe, and that could be an issue for the Radiant as well. Maybe want to grab something like an Anti-Mage for the later portions of the game, as that would be quite nice. You get the Axe as well as the Shaker to give you a lot of mid-game space, and then the Anti-Mage from there will just absolutely dominate these heroes. Wraith King, Dazzle, Wyvern, even Undying, not the greatest against the Anti-Mage. Instead, they're going to go for the Queen of Pain, so the way this is probably going to work out is going to be... I guess it kind of depends on the last pick, but what I'm seeing here is an aggro tri-lane, Tusk Disruptor, Earthshaker. In the aggro tri-lane, Axe in the safe lane solo up against, you know, most likely the Undying here. And that's going to mean Queen of Pain going to be mid, most likely going to win that one. No problem. That's Queen of Pain, certainly the best mid that we see. And it would make sense that that's why they want to get rid of the Lich as well as the Venomancer. You don't want to get any really strong laners early on. You know, Lich with that Frost Armor, Veno with those Plague Wards. Just really good at dealing with tri-lanes, and this could be an issue. Snowball into Enchant Totem. You've also, of course, got the Kinetic Field to hold him in a little bit longer. And that could be a lot of damage. They certainly have the option to switch the lanes around, and it may not be an aggro tri-lane. They may just do a safe lane with the Earthshaker, Disruptor, Tuskar. Probably have the carry Shaker. Off lane Axe. Axe, a nice pickup against that Dazzle, most notably, as his ult does go through that Shallow Grave. And look at that, Zeus is going to be the last pick. So, not a bad pick. You can't really deny all that much in the mid lane, but both yourself and the Queen of Pain should both be getting CS equally. Maybe the Queen of Pain can try and deny a little bit here, but both heroes should probably come up fairly even here, especially since KC, 5.8k, should have the mechanical skill to at least even out, if not come out ahead on top of the Queen of Pain here, who's just going to go for the straight wand, and hopefully it will be a Zeus mid, as I guess there's really not too many other options. Double courier strat over here from the Dire, and whoever has the frog one is definitely nicer. Looks like it's Slammi, but we'll just break down the heroes as... Alright, just going to have a quick pause, and that'll give us time to break down the heroes. It will be Stigs on the Axe. Over here it'll be Mew on the Earthshaker. Darksheep on the Queen of Pain. Dejuka is going to be taking up the Disruptor, and that's going to leave switching lanes over here on the Tuskar. Meanwhile, on the Dire, we're going to have PooNaNi on the Undying. Slammi on the Dazzle. Way up here we've got KC on the Zeus, and that's going to leave J King on the... Wraith King, and what the heckle is going to be on the Wyvern here. So it looks like maybe the Dire was expecting a tri-lane as well, and they're going to try to dodge, or they wanted to run a tri-lane of their own. PooNaNi and Slammi getting pretty aggressive up against Stigs right now, and it looks like they could actually turn it around. Mew has the Fissure, hasn't spent it just yet, and now PooNaNi trying to really kind of zone him out a little bit here. We've got the call if he wants to use it. Instead, he's going to go for the spin. There it is, the Fissure to block off. PooNaNi still has some range to get out of that one, just going to skirt through these trees. Stigs still wants to chase this one. Now Darksheep doesn't have the dagger for another 8 seconds, won't be able to use it here. Stigs as well as Mew, they're trying to block PooNaNi in. He tries to tango through, and he will actually get through. No, there's the static field, still caught out here for a little bit longer. Another Fissure now. PooNaNi trying to walk away, but he is fissured out. Actually, it's another tango trying to run through the trees. There's the grave as well. Gonna buy him a little bit of time here, maybe able to get off one more decay, and he will be able to do so, and that's keeping him alive quite long. Mew getting a little bit low here as well. Not gonna go down though, if only the Dazzle was there. Maybe trying to right click a little bit, but it will be Dejuka. Gonna grab the first blood up against PooNaNi here, and just take the CS charts going. It looks like, what the heckle. Gonna do what Wyvern does best. We usually see this level 1 Wyvern. Grab the Arctic Burn, hang around in the mid lane, try to harass out the enemy mid for a little bit, and it looks like it won't be an aggro tri-lane. It looks like it will be dual lanes here. So it'll be a Dazzle Undying dual lane up against a Wraith King, or excuse me, alongside a Wraith King Wyvern dual lane. So not something I had expected to see whatsoever. Switching lanes, though, going to be pretty confident with this one, as he should be able to secure a good amount of CS. It is a little bit scary with the Wraith Fire Blast, as well as the Arctic Burn, but he should be able to maybe dodge some of that. There's another Fissure, as well as Kinetic Field to start things off. Dejuka getting a little bit low, has to be careful. 1 decay stack on him already, maybe 2. Yeah, there's 2 decay stacks on him already, and PooNaNi quite strong right now, sitting at about 800 HP, only half of that left over though, and now with that spin, going to be dropped down to about 300 here. As looks like Dajuka trying to come from behind here. J King looks like he's having a bit of an issue here. Needs to reconnect, and seems like he will do so here. And yeah, switching lanes. Looks like he's going to be able to get a lot out of that lane, and it's kind of odd that they would choose to run these dual lanes, as right now nobody's really gonna push anybody out of their lanes for the Dire. You know, PooNaNi as well as Slammi won't really do that much in the bot lane, especially once Stigs hit 6. Graves gonna do absolutely nothing for PooNaNi. Top lane as well, the Wraith King as well as the Wyvern not gonna be able to do much either against switching lanes. So the Radiant should have a much better laning stage here. Darksheep, it looks like, isn't doing that bad in the mid lane. And can't see who got the other bounty rune, so I think KC did get the bounty rune. A bottle that early definitely did get the bounty rune. He's got Salve, 2 Tango. Well, actually, no, maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Unless he already ate through a bunch of regen that I'm missing, but he did have a clarity as well. Maybe he had 2 clarities. Usually that's all we see from the Zeus, is just 2 clarities, maybe 2 tangos, 2 clarities, 1 tango, something like that. Just enough mana so you can spam out Arc Lightning and get that bottle early on. As it looks like J King is back. Got it. But yeah, the important thing here is that the Dire really going to have to get a lot done during the mid game, which is going to be really tough up against these heroes, especially since they're not going to be able to pressure them in the lanes all that much. Not as much as, you know, a tri-lane would have been able to. Sure, PooNaNi would have been able to do a little bit less in this off lane, but in the top lane, Tuskar's way more pressured, can't get the early levels that he really likes here, and switching lanes, already almost level 3. PooNaNi just going to hit level 2 now. Slammi, not even level 2 yet, so this is the thing. Mew, though, as well as Dajuka, not really that leveled either, and they will pull 1 creep. Maybe going to be able to get a little bit of EXP here. It looks like Dajuka stay in range. Oh, not going to get that, actually, meanwhile. Mew will grab that DD up against Slammi here. Looks like maybe Dajuka making the call that he wanted to get him with the static field. PooNaNi doing pretty well though right now with 2 decay stacks, though he's got to be careful as that HP is going to drop quite soon here. There it is, done to 340. So maybe if they can time it well, he can just oh well, he does salve up, so he should be quite alright now. Has the mango as well. He's going to be going for tombstone levels here. Switching lanes, just going to harass around this pull here. Steal some of the EXP yet again, and just look at this. Wyvern not comfortable going and pressuring out the Tuskar, especially not without a Wraith King, who actually going to go for the Mortal Strike instead of the Vampiric Aura. Not something we see all too often, especially not when you're expecting a CS under tower. But now switching lanes. Looked like he tried to block that, wasn't able to do so. Definitely can appreciate the thought for the play there, as he will hit level 4 now, and as well as Wraith King. Going to grab that 1 point into Vampiric Aura, but again, that's going to make his Wraithfire Blast significantly weaker as well, so switching lanes can be pretty confident in this lane. Stigs now running up for Slammi. He's going to be able to catch him with the call. It looks like he should. Oh, we'll just barely catch him, and now there's the fissure as well. Trying to buy some time because PooNaNi actually stuck in there, and Slammi will throw down the shallow grave. There's PooNaNi, gonna eat a lot of spin damage here. There's a ton of zombies. There's the glimpse back as well. Mew's nearby the call, and that's gonna be Axe finishing him off with a nice spin. Stigs almost getting 2 there. Only gonna be able to grab 1, but switching lanes yet again. Look at that. There's the shards and the snowball in. Really getting aggressive up against Heckle. He's gonna turn around with the Arctic Burn, and now they want to chase on him. J King definitely has enough mana for that stun. Only 2 points into it though, as we said. Maybe not that much damage, and now they're really going for the chase. They shouldn't be able to find him though. Queen of Pain looks like she may be able to turn this one around. Not gonna be able to do so. J King gotta be a little bit careful here, and looks like he will just back up under that ward. Tuskar, not that much HP though, and we'll see what he's going to spend this 800 gold on. If he's going to look to buy just the phase boots, go home. is still sticking around here. And there it is, phase boots. And is he going to walk home? Looks like he really just wants to try and at least secure some CS, especially after using that declared. He wants to try and secure some CS with ice shards. Won't be able to get that one, but he's going to be able to push the wave out here. We'll be able to get that catapult there. So nice from him. Bot lane as well, aggro tri-lane, or excuse me, yeah, dual lane or aggro dual lane. Won't be doing all that much work, especially not after dying. And the closer K-Stigs get to 6, the scarier this lane gets. Mew just going to pick up Dajuka's Iron Branch here. As looks like he does get a nice pull there. They are trying to go on K-Stigs, but there's no way they kill K-Stigs. It's going to be so difficult. Switching lanes, actually ferrying up a salve here for himself. So, nice play from him. Very efficient. Hasn't had to leave the lane. Even securing some CS there as well. As it looks like, what the heck, will actually going to miss that pull through. So, this is going to be a stacked wave. And now looks like he might be in a bit of trouble. No snowball to follow it up. Casey and Darksheep just having a little bit of fun in this mid lane. Darksheep does go for the top rune. Gonna get double bounty rune, but it doesn't matter. It's only an illusion rune for Casey. So not all that scared whatsoever as bot lane. It looks like they will catch out PooNaNi. There's the grave as well. It looks like Heckle's going to throw up his shards here. Is he going to be able to do that much? One more Thunderstrike should be enough to kill PooNaNi. No, one more. Not going to be able to do so now with the Heckle in a bit of trouble here. There's the glimpse back. Are they going to be able to catch him? Another Splinter Blast. Not actually going to hit on any of the heroes. There's the static field as well. And it looks like he's in a whole lot of trouble. We've even got a call if we want to spend it. It looks like they will do so. So what the Heckle will go down. Mid lane, KC taking a little bit of harass from that dagger, and Darksheep actually really finding a nice bit of CS in this lane. Has to be careful. It's kind of low. KC's got the ultimate. Oh, will use it, but doesn't matter as Darksheep had plenty of HP in the bot lane though. Switching lanes in a little bit of trouble. Gonna phase boots away. Will be able to do so. J King though doesn't have any mana. He doesn't have any mana. Any rotations here could get that kill. Mew doesn't have enough mana for the fissure. She's just here for the EXP maybe if she can get it. J King trying to hide. They do know where he is though, and it looks like they will be able to get the kill. And actually Mew's going to be able to get that kill at the enchant totem. So that's a nice bit of gold going her way, as well as a nice bit of EXP as well. So she's going to manage to almost find her level 5 here. Finishes off not only the boots when she wants them, but also the soul ring here. K-Stigs going to take a bit of damage there. It looks like PooNaNi wants to make it go on a K-Stigs. Tombstone's going to be dropped. Kinetic field to try and hold him off. And there's the nuke damage. Not going to be enough, though. And it looks like they're still going for it. One more decay. Only going to land on Dajuka. He's going to go down, though, to the heal from the Dazzle. Going to give him a nice bit of damage. K-Stigs, though, he's going to run right back in. There's the Walrus Punch on a Slammi. K-Stigs, though, getting a little bit afraid. Are we going to have a call on PooNaNi? Maybe not. They're a little bit afraid of the Tombstone. There's the call now. We need a lot of damage out here from the spins. Is he going to get it? No, not going to be able to get the Doug. Slammi even walking back in range. A little bit of a taunt on that one. Slammi as well as PooNaNi going to walk away from this lane, and that's going to be really helpful for them. Zeusel not going to be used just yet, just holding off on it for a little bit. Not going to be able to kill Dajuka. 250 HP. What? Oh, the Tuskar. Oh, I completely forgot the Tuskar was that low. A nice pick off for him. Doesn't get the disruptor, but manages to get the Tuskar. A much higher priority there. I'm sure Tuskar a little bit upset with that one. K-Stig's going to rotate back into the lane. He's got about 1100 gold himself, so getting closer and closer to that blink dagger. And once you can blink onto these heroes like the Zeus, the Dazzle, the Wyvern, it's going to get really scary here. KC going to trade up his bottle here. Ooh, yeah, just barely going to get that one. So nice little bottle trick from them. As that top lane, it looks like J King able to get a Midas, it seems. No, just going to go for the armlet. So just going to go straight brown boots armlet here. Has enough gold for the wand. Doesn't want to buy it, though. And now the Queen of Pain's going to find out what the heckle. Is he going to look for the kill? Tries to grab the courier in the meantime. Even spending the ultimate here. Will find that kill, but probably could have just waited for the Scream of Pain. Instead, though, will just use the Sonic Wave, and now they're looking to make a go on to J King here. Has his ultimate as well as an armlet. They've got to be a little bit careful. There's a snowball in. They've got the Walrus Punch as well. Can they kill him twice? No! He's gonna get stunned. Switching lanes, has to turn around and run right away. Not gonna be able to do so. They do manage to pop the ultimate, but can Darksheep kill him twice? I'm not certain, and it looks like he's just gonna have to blink out. Only 2 on charges there, and even though he's got a DD, unable to really get a lot out of it. And it looks like KC in the bot lane. There's the decay as well. Onto Mew. Gonna find easy kill there for the Dire. KC now as well. Gonna find Dajuka. Just look at the damage they've got. 4 heroes on the sidelines for the Dire right now. And that is not what you want. They had a fairly good laning stage. They really did. Unfortunately, though, the Dire really just bringing this one back with a lot of good mid-game. And I say mid-game, but it's only the 10-minute mark. KC just making some really nice rotations. Finding himself almost level 9, and we'll see what he's going to want to move into next, if it's going to be the Bloodstone. Does have the Soul Ring, and he's fairly close to the Bloodstone, oddly enough. So if he does want to go to it, could be looking at maybe a 15-minute Bloodstone, which is certainly quite nice. Darksheep going to need a little bit of damage here. KC looking for the Thunderbolt, won't be able to find it. And that's doing quite a bit of damage now, 350 at level 4, so going to be interesting to see that on the squishies. We did see it on the Disruptor do quite a bit of damage as well on a Mew on the Earthshaker, despite having 800 HP here. Trying to give Mew some space so she can find that Blink Dagger of her own, or at least her level 6. It's K-Stigs. Just pressuring the top lane. Looks like Willie the Wraithfire Blast as well as the Splinter Blast, and it looks like K-Stigs probably going to go down here. Does have the ult if he wants to use it on a J King. J King's got to be careful with that armlet toggle. Looks like K-Stigs was thinking about it. The one armlet toggle, turn around, no, doesn't even need to turn around for the ultimate. The Zeus though, KC will secure that one with the ultimate, and now with the Heckle is going to heal up. Darksheep going to turn around, be able to get a double kill out of that one, and KC nowhere nearby to try and get a return kill. Meanwhile, switching lanes, could look to go on KC. Has the shard snowball. KC though doesn't want to go to high ground, will do so. Looks like switching lanes maybe could have thought about getting that kill. Instead though, we'll just turn around. Bounty Rune going to be picked up now for KC. This bot lane, PooNaNi going to throw out an aggressive tombstone. They're expecting them to be in the woods though. They just turned around and backed up in lane. There's the TP in now from the axe, and a little bit scary since the tombstone is there. The kinetic field's going to hold PooNaNi in for a little bit, and does have the call on K-Stigs. Needs to use the call right now. Will manage to land on PooNaNi. Getting very low. Has the jump. There it is. Going to be able to get the kill on him easily. Slammi now going to get chased down. The bonus move speed as well. KC's going to rotate up, and look at Stigs. There's the Echo Slam on Mew. Going to be able to easily find the kill there. No, actually it was just Slammi getting backed up from the glimpse here. Now Mew's in a lot of trouble. Going to go down. Dajuka as well. He's probably going to go down here trying to run away. It's a triple kill for KC. An easy rotation there. This Zeus has just been doing a ton of work, and that's going to be the finished Bloodstone if he wants it. Instead, going to go for the Blink Dagger, and going to give him a lot of chase with that, as well as some nice positioning tools here. Up against the Queen of Pain, and that's going to be quite nice here. So, doesn't go for what I had expected. Certainly not the worst, though, especially 13 minutes in, but really, when you're this far ahead, I think a Bloodstone is absolutely fantastic. But who am I to judge the item choice of a 5.8k player? KC just going to taunt out a little bit in this mid lane. Switching lanes, going to secure some CS with those shards there. Actually going for a max Arctic Burn build. So not something we see every day whatsoever. Doesn't really give you all that much. It's maybe a little bit more range, maybe a little bit more slow, but Splinter Blast certainly giving you a lot more damage, scaling much better. Especially since it's an AoE ability here. Top tower now getting pushed in from J King. And Looks like J-King perhaps going for a BKB here. A little bit afraid of all the magical damage coming out, but there's really, well, I guess there is quite a bit here. You've got the Static Storm, you've got the Scream, the Fissure, Echo Slam. So I guess there is quite a bit, but now bot lane, it looks like the rotations are coming in. Meanwhile, it looks like Casey going to be able to find Darksheep in the mid lane, even going to take a killing spree from Darksheep here as well, and just getting stronger and stronger. If he's looking for a Bloodstone, still could finish one up before the 20-minute mark. And Casey really with a lot of nice rotations here. Won't have the ult for this bot lane fight, but they will have the level 2 Reincarnate. They will have the level 4 Tombstone. There's the blink on his Slammi, though. Are they going to be able to catch him out before this fight even starts? Looks like Kinetic Field to really start things off. PooNaNi is going to eat a Fissure. Tombstone going to be laid down. Are they going to try to target it? It looks like no. Not enough communication in here. PooNaNi just going to jump right down into Jujuka. Looks like switching lanes rotates down here as well. He's going to throw out the Walrus Punch. Echo Slam as well into PooNaNi. Not that many units, though. And it looks like they're trying to kill PooNaNi. But he's just too strong now. Does have another decay in about 1 second. Isn't going to even need to use it. Slammi going to find himself a double kill with the Shadow Wave. Meanwhile, Axe still sitting behind here. It's gonna go down to Casey. He's now godlike. There's the Orchid though. Darksheep gonna find himself that kill with the Sonic Wave. He has another Blink of Wave. He needs to use it and he will. Splinter Blast gonna continue to follow him. Meanwhile, another Jujuka is actually back here. It looks like worth it. Darksheep, what a kill that was. That was so crucial. If he didn't get that kill, it would have been an absolute disaster right now. Net worth way ahead for the Radiant here. And look at this, Darksheep going back in yet again. J-King still has the Reincarnate if he wants to use it. Probably still will die here, and it looks like he will. Darksheep trying to blink away here. Now Mew right alongside J-King here. Doesn't chant Totem, doesn't have a Fissure for another 2 seconds. Another TP in here from the Axe, it looks like, in the backside, and there it is. TP, call, only gonna land on J-King though. Excuse me, as Darksheep still hanging around, trying to focus on the Tombstone. Zeus is back, has his ultimate. There's the heal onto the Tombstone. J-King getting it cold and braced up. And now K6 tries to go for the dunk, doesn't actually get the kill. J-King trying to armlet toggle his way to this one. Meanwhile, what the heck, going to take up a little bit of tower. PooNaNi in the backside. Shards from switching lanes will be enough to get that kill, and it looks like this should be the end of it. No, Casey doesn't want to give this one up just yet. Blink up. There's the Lightning Bolt as well as the Chain Lightning. And it seems like 19-10. Is going to be our final score. And just like that, the net worth. Queen of Pain actually ahead on net worth now. 4-1. 10-1. CS-wise, I guess ahead on CS, but realistically, 6 more kills on KC. You think he'd be a lot closer here. Casey actually going for the Boots of Travel, trying to get to that fight a little bit quicker. Looks like he was pinging out the courier, wanted to go for it. Unfortunately, won't be able to do so with no blink there. That's J-King. Still like looking like he wants to finish that BKB here. So what a fight that was. Darksheep running back into the lead now. Has to be a little bit careful. Fissure out. Not going to land on anything though. Still no level 6 on Disruptor, which is absolutely crucial. If we have a Static Storm that fight, it goes complete different way. Bot lane, K6 hanging around waiting for somebody to try and farm the lane. Tombstone will be thrown down mid. And it looks like the Dire just willing to group up as 5. They know they have the stronger 5. Zeus ultimate is going to be used, scouting out a little bit. Now Darksheep's got to be careful. K6 is going to blink up. Darksheep going to blink out though. And it looks like they will manage to find a kill on a Jujuka. But that's not the worst, as not even level 6 yet. So really not that big of a deal. KC still searching for something. Has the regen rune. So really just wanting to use that mana as quick as possible here before it fills up. And looks like bot lane, the TPs are going to come out. K-Stig's going to run away from this one. And how did he almost die here? Looks like the Zeus ultimate as well as the Shadow Wave going to be enough to almost get the kill onto him here. Poison Touch as well going to be used. 3 points into that one. Switching lanes. Just going to try and get some CS mid. Maybe move into the drums. But yeah, only 1 point into the Shallow Grave. And instead 3 points into the Poison Touch. Really not sure it's worth it. Especially, well, I guess you've got the Axe. So maybe not going to want to go for the Shallow Grave. But I still think you want to max the Shallow Grave. It at least forces the Axe to use Dunk on the Shallow Grave target. Which, I mean, isn't the worst thing for the Axe. But maybe he wants to use it on somebody else. You want to prioritize somebody else. Maybe a Cold Embrace target you want to dunk as well. Gives you the range too, so you can sit a lot further back in these team fights. Instead, he's going to be looking for the Poison Sing. There's the defensive weave. Fissure going to be used. KC wanting to blink in here. Looks like he won't continue to go for this one. Has the level 2 Thunder God's Wrath. Will spend it. Not going to be able to find a kill on that one, but will at least scout out a little bit and instead buys team some space here. KC will find Stigs, who, in all honesty, not sure what he was doing there. Looks like his blink probably got canceled by the Thunder God's Wrath, and after that one, just going to have to back up. And just look at the Dire. This is textbook Dota. Just going from lane to lane. And it looks like Dejuka probably going to go down here as well. Juking out a little bit. Darksheep's here as well. We've got the ultimate here as well. There it is. The Scream going to be able to kill at least the Wyvern. KC on the run. No mana and the Walrus Punch going to be able to find KC as well. 22-12 is going to be the scoreline here as J King trying to run away as well. Mew doesn't want to give this one up just yet. There's the Wraith Fire Blast. Are they going to be able to find him? Shards off mark, and it looks like PooNaNi going to rotate in with the heal, but Darksheep still here. Has the Orchid as well. Just going to back up for the time being. We've got a Fissure if we want to block him off, and it looks like they do want to continue to go for it. There's the Fissure. Shard's going to be way off mark, but it looks like they're just going to end it at that. Stigs maybe not wanting to give up just yet, though. Will back off and pinging out for this mid tower. Really wants to grab it. Will just use call to cut down this creep wave and try to get this tower a little bit quicker. Wyvern rotating in as well. Stigs got to be a little bit careful. 2 points now, 3 points into Splinter's Blast. The Arctic Burn. That range is pretty huge. There's the Tombstone going to be thrown down as well. Stigs, wrong place, wrong time. Will use call to give himself a little bit more armor, but they will use the Winter's Curse, and it looks like Wyvern will be the one to get that kill. KC even rotating in for that one, getting the whole family in on it. Gonna look for any 20-minute rune that could have been left top. It is not, though, and we'll just move back to the mid lane. Still, oddly enough, not thinking about a Bloodstone. Perhaps after the nerfs in 6.85, not all that comfortable going for it, but I really do believe that it's probably still the best item for that Zeus. Fissure going to be thrown out from Mew. Try to buy the team some time here. As it looks like we'll throw down the kinetic field here. KC just spamming the Thunder God's Wrath. Will actually use it there. Not sure if that was intentional or not. Probably was. Just going to again buy his team a little bit of space for the tower. Stigs going for the blink in, and this is way too aggressive here. Darksheep gonna blink in as well. Doesn't have the Scream of Pain, or excuse me, does have the Sonic Wave. We'll have to back up. Has a DD, but it looks like already they've lost the Axe as well as the Earthshaker. Switching lanes, continuing to get chased down by PooNaNi here, who's got the Decay. Darksheep, though, not ready to give this one up just yet. Has the Sonic Wave. Won't be able to kill PooNaNi, though. Now Darksheep in a whole lot of trouble trying to jump out. Looks like KC trying to find switching lanes. Has the Chain Lightning. Lightning Bolt as well. It looks like Snowball back on a KC. Do we have the Walrus Punch? We do. KC is actually going to go down right now, and the rest of the team not going to be able to do anything. Darksheep is going to get stunned up as well as takes, no, not going to take Splinter Blast damage. A little bit of misuse here from the Wyvern. And a 2-for-1 trade. TP in now from Mew. Does have the Fissure as well as the Snowball in. Looks like they will be able to find J King. And he doesn't have his ultimate. There's the Wraith Fire Blast as well as the BKB. Switching lanes will go down. They do have the kinetic field. J King will be able to just walk out of that one. Stigs though with the blink has the call. Will be able to use it now. J King in a whole lot of trouble. Stigs gonna miss the dunk, but it looks like he should go down. And across the board, the Wyvern will die as well. So the Radiant with a nice comeback on that one here. Only losing, I think, 3 total for the 4 heroes that went down. Could be wrong here. Have to definitely take a look at the graphics. It's still very much in the favor of the Dire. But the Radiant really bringing that one back up. You can see it just slowly start to make its way back up. EXP certainly slowly going back the way of the Radiant here. And that's some nice play. That's Darksheep now. Just going to move into the jungle. Does have about 2k, so we'll see after the Agnum Scepter what Darksheep wants to grab here. Could look at anything, maybe the AC potentially if he wants to move into more of a right-click build. AC Refresher late game. Pretty good for the Queen of Pain. Gives you a lot of pure damage, gives you a lot of right-click damage. Especially when you've got the Orchid Agnum Scepter, you do have some nice damage going out there. Maybe a Shiva's Guard, perhaps a Sheep probably would really help out Could even look to get a BKB of her own on Queen of Pain. It's really going to help out against the Zeus. Going to prevent a lot of that damage. As it looks like Darksheep saying, oh, come on, after the rotation from the Undying. And this tower very low. It is in deny range, I believe, as well. So Darksheep looks like he's going to blink up and go for it. Or save the blink in case he needs to get out. And it looks like we'll get that tower. Not even going to get a fortify on it. So nice little pick from Darksheep. And you got to wonder what the Undying missed on that one. PooNaNi TP'd in. Didn't really notice. Has the mech. Looks like he's going for the Aghanim Scepter before the completed Greaves here. Despite the fact that they do have an Orchid. Which could prove a bit of a problem for PooNaNi now. As J-King pinging out for Roshan. So they will deward and look to go, I imagine, for Roshan after clearing out the enemy jungle. Thunder God's Wrath. Gonna get faked out here. As it looks like they're looking for wards, but they won't really find all that much. Yule Scepter now finished up on KC. Wants to be able to get rid of that Orchid now, as it will be the Boots of Travel for our Queen of Pain player. Boots of Travel, really nice item. Gives you that clean 45-second cooldown on your TP, which is pretty ridiculous compared to, I believe Scroll is like 75. Yes, no, wait. Yeah, 70 seconds? Pretty ridiculous. KC gonna secure some CS bot lane, and really just waiting for J-King to go. Roshan probably gonna want to buy a Blink Dagger next, give his team a little bit more initiation power. Alongside PooNaNi, you just run in with the Blink Dagger, get a stun. PooNaNi runs in after that one. An easy initiation for the Dire. Makes it very difficult for Stigs. Maybe gonna have to get the counter initiation. Managing to find the Blade Mail here. 26 minutes in, so not all that bad whatsoever. It's Darksheep. We'll just start hitting some creeps. Looks like he wants to go on the Dazzle. Has the Orchid. What? I did not expect that whatsoever. A Daedalus or a Desolator Dazzle. Okay, that's alright. Slammi though. With not a whole lot in terms of positioning items, or Ghost Scepter, no Ghost Scepter, no Force Staff, has an urn, no Glimmer Cape, no pipe, no anything really. So odd to see a Deso, but they're gonna have a lot of negative armor. But really, do you want to put a Deso on Slammi here? It looks like he does believe that that was a real disruptor. It was not, though. Tombstone, where was that placed? I did see a random zombie. I think it died right after, though. Slammi now. Kind of scary to go up against with that Desolator, though, especially when you're these squishier supports, like the Disruptor. Looks like trying to get the Disruptor illusions. Yet again, they will blow the Arctic Burn as well. As looks like Stigs, as well as Dijuka and Darksheep all around this top lane. Stigs has to be a little bit careful though. Walking very close to the Dazzle as well as to PooNaNi. Will have his Tranquil Boots cancelled, and are they going to be able to chase? It looks like no. Kinetic Field will buy Stigs some space, and even with the Poison Touch, they won't be able to chase that one. Will just buy TP and probably look to back out with that one. Holding on to it for a little bit longer though. Doesn't have vision, so really risky play. Will just back out. And it seems return home here. Well, Darksheep looking like he's home for the Necro Book here. So gonna help burn some mana up against that Wraith King. And that's certainly an option, as it looks like the Axe I saw had a Belt of Strength as well. Probably with the same kind of thought process here as Darksheep. Try to burn that mana on the Wraith King, and then you've effectively taken out a core. As the Wraith King, not really all that useful outside of having 2 lives. Or I guess 3 now that he has the Aegis of Immortality. Surprising they wouldn't give that one over to KC. Instead, just going to give PooNaNi, or excuse me, J-King, 3 lives here. And if they lose a team fight, it just means that J-King dies 3 times. Has to be really careful with that BKB use. As probably going to have to use it on the 2nd life. If you wait for the 3rd one, it might be a little bit too late. The fight may just be over at that point, as it looks like Cold Embrace on a creep. Fissure as well. Trying to buy some time here. There's the Kinetic Field now. J-King up here all alone, but look at this Darksheep. really just split pushing now. That's the other set of boots as well. Looks like they will use the Thunder God's Wrath. Team fight happening at home. Switching lane's going to get stunned up in a whole lot of trouble right now. And look at the damage. Mew going to be taking so much KC with an aggressive blink in. Not ready to give this one up just yet. Dajuka getting very low. Switching lane's now going to be the next target. Does have the shield on himself though. Managing to find himself that, and it looks like there's the Winter's Curse on a K-Stigs. The snowball in from Switching lanes. KC with the lightning bolt. And it looks like it will be 31-16. Things are looking very grim now for the Radiant. Buyback from Switching lanes. And as I was saying earlier, does manage to find that Lotus Orb here. So it looks like they will pop one of the first stages. As PooNaNi now taking quite a bit of damage. Do have the Necro 2 up, not just the Necro 1 now. For Darksheep, looking like they're trying to burn a lot of mana over here on a J-King. Not going to be able to do so. BKB up though. Looks like they do burn quite a bit just from that active. There's the snowball in. Echo Slam gonna land on quite a few heroes on the backside. It looks like Mew will be able to get a kill onto the Wyvern. There's the Tuskar punching J-King up, and it looks like they will be able to get at least the second Aegis now. There's the ultimate from Darksheep, gonna be way off the mark though, and now J-King, he's back alive. Darksheep not ready to go for J-King though, really wants KC. There's the taunt up, knows he's gonna die, as well as the snowball. Kinetic Field gonna be off the mark, and it looks like J-King will go down. They managed to save their racks, and it's going to be an unstoppable Queen of Pain with now the finished Necro 3. You know your Dazzle has Deso. Not something anybody expected here. As Dazzle, did he die or did he just return home that fight? He probably did die. As there's the Necro 3 finish now. Certainly not what I expected. Could definitely be useful here. Definitely be useful here. As actually managing to get the range racks. Bot lane, Darksheep. What a player. This guy has been huge for his team so far. So it looks like Shadow Wave. Darksheep gonna go for the Scream here. Will land on a Slammi. And it looks like Slammi should go down. Necrobook even being used on this one. It looks like the creep will turn around on a Darksheep now. Has to be a little bit careful. Has the blink out though. Looks like he's gonna try and go for the rocks before he casts the blink out. And it looks like we'll get it down to about half HP with the Necro units. And it will go down, but certainly will get a nice bit of damage out as well. Now they've got to be really careful. So Darksheep, what a player, man. Really creating so much space for his team. K-Stigs. Maybe going to be able to catch out PooNaNi here. Not going to do so just yet. Thunder God's Wrath going to prevent the blink. Mew is going to eat a stun first from J-King. There's the glimpse back, I believe. Yeah, glimpse back on the Wyvern, so won't be able to help out in this fight. And now it looks like all of this is just space creation for Darksheep. No Winter's Curse this time. And it looks like Darksheep actually wants to go up. Does have the Yule Scepter. Darksheep, just go for the racks, man. He's getting caught out. Does spend the ultimate here, and it looks like he's trying to go for the racks. The blink TP away. KC, blink, lightning bolt. Won't be able to catch him out. Just barely going to live out of that one. Wards now being purchased by our Dazzle player. After grabbing that Desolator. Again, not something I thought I'd see this game whatsoever, as switching lanes now with that Lotus Orb. Gonna be pretty nice up against these single target stuns, you know, the Winter's Curse, stuff like that. Wraith Fire Blast, and gonna be interesting to see if they can just return a Winter's Curse here onto the Wyvern. Obviously not the strongest of heroes here. As it looks like Kinetic Field gonna buy the Disruptor as well as the Tuskar a little bit of time. Bot lane. Again, Darksheep though still applying pressure, has the Necrobook, and it looks like maybe able to actually kill the Zeus here. No, we'll buy the Octarine Core on the Zeus though. So we're gonna have about 1700 HP. A whole lot of mana as well. Looks like Blink Call is gonna miss. PooNaNi in this mid lane. Gonna try and harass out K-Stigs, and it looks like J-King coming in from the side, as well as Dajuka. Gotta be a little bit careful. Fisher gonna buy themselves a little bit of time. Thunder God's Wrath, though, they will be able to get a kill on the Axe. Bot lane, meanwhile, looks like Darksheep is gonna go straight on What the Heckle. Will be able to find the kill. Now running up with the Necronomicon units. Looks like he is just gonna go straight for the racks, and will he get it this time? It looks like he should be able to do so. Nobody able to return home just yet, and it looks like they'll just sack that racks. They will go for the Fortify. Slammi. They're pinging him out. They're saying, you gotta go bot racks, but it's way too late. It looks like Darksheep will be able to secure this racks, and now the Necro unit's going to do some damage to PooNaNi. Backing up now. Is he going to be able to cancel the TP? He will, but with the blinks, should be able to get out quite fine here. as it looks like we've got no blink on the Wraith King, and Darksheep a little bit ticked off that he did get prevented from TPing out, but will just blink away yet again. 3.6k for him, as well as finishing off that bot racks. And do we want to take a look at the graphs now? Oh my god, I did not expect it to be even. I really thought the Dire was still cleanly ahead, but the Radiant after getting that racks going to be really helpful for them. EXP as well. And Mango boys, they're coming back. They're definitely coming back. Aghanim Scepter now finished on PooNaNi. Quite scary. Going to be stealing now 10 strength, which as somebody like the Disruptor, you really can't afford. Can't deal with that whatsoever. Even the Earthshaker, the Axe as well. Really not going to like getting 10 strength stolen. Mew going to get blinked on by KC. Looks like should be able to get out here. KC not going to chase that one. So it looks like Eul Scepter is her. Darksheep going to be able to get a kill top lane onto the Wyvern. And it's going to be a godlike switching lanes now, rotating up to link up with her. As looks like Slammi as well as KC going to the bot lane with their team. So just going to give a lot of space to Darksheep. Do we have TP for KC? Yeah, we've got TP for KC. Slammi gonna TP back home. PooNaNi has a TP, and I imagine J King with a TP as well. And there it is. They will TP back on the Wraith King, so not gonna be able to put out all that much pressure. And could they actually find a couple kills here? Looks like Dajuka maybe walking into the wrong place, wrong time. KC doesn't see him just yet. Will just blink out of that one as bot lane. There's the TP up from Darksheep. Just pushing out the creep wave though. Thunder God's Wrath gonna be used just to scout out here. Only on about a minute cooldown, which isn't all that big of a deal. Darksheep, though, is going to manage to find out KC. And it looks like KC will blink. That nighttime vision won't be able to catch him just yet. There's PooNaNi now, the Orchid up, as well as the Dagger. Necro units. PooNaNi should be able to TP out of this one. Barely going to get out of that one. Going to lose a lot of health to that Soul Burn. If only Darksheep had something like a Eul Scepter or a Sheep Stick. I'm not sure how you panic TP and miss the fountain, since I think it's faster to just double click. Now mid tower, Darksheep not going to be able to get it here. We'll just have to blink out, and they will go for the Necro units. Casing's up, blinking up. There's Mew, the Static Storm, the Echo Slam. It looks like they'll easily kill that Dazzle. The Winter's Curse going to be laid down now onto Mew, who should go down, but already using the Echo Slam, and it looks like there's the blink out. Dajuka going to be the next target here. Switching lanes in the back of this fight will go down as well. And what started off as a fantastic setup is going to turn out to a 4-for-1, only getting the Dazzle. Darksheep will manage to get that tower though, and they just have no way of catching Darksheep here. No blink on J King. They've got a blink on KC, but you really need a hard lockdown to be able to kill the Queen of Pain here, who is really doing her best impression of just ratting it out. And now it looks like with about 6k, we'll finally go for, looks like the Sheep Stick. No, AC. It will be the AC. So I did think that was going to be the item, and really going to help out with not only the enemy AC, but with the Rad Dota that Darksheep's been playing. Almost thinking about using the Sonic Wave. Will save it most likely for the next creep wave though. And there it is, the completed AC now. Going to be flown out to Darksheep here. Still has a slot thanks to those treads, so can get rid of the treads and look to finish up a Sheep Stick after that perhaps. Thunder God's Wrath going to be used here, as it looks like trying to buy some time with the kinetic field in the mid lane. Darksheep will TP home. Doesn't want to give up a racks, especially since they are 1 racks up. As it looks like J King very aggressive now. Going to set up on a Dajuka, who does buy himself a little bit of space here. As it looks like Tombstone will get laid down on the tower. There's another kinetic field, as well as the Necro units. J King, got to be careful. Are they going to be able to burn J King's mid? It looks like he's got no ultimate anymore. There's the Sonic Wave, going to be able to get a godlike kill over here on a J King, and it looks like now switching lanes in a little bit of trouble. Deso doing a lot of work, as well as the Lightning Bolt here. KC going to blink up yet again. There's the shards from the Wyvern here. Not going to secure another kill just yet though, and they do trade a 1-for-1, but more importantly, it's one of their cores, and Darksheep still has the option to TP out top lane. Doesn't have, of course, the Necro creeps here, and just taunting Darksheep with the blink away, and it looks like Darksheep going to blink up here, looking for PooNaNi. Does have the dagger, as it looks like won't be able to secure that kill. Looks like a TP over here, bot lane now. By what the heckle? Gonna use the Splinter Blast, but these creeps, pretty strong. Can't you see through them that easily? As Darksheep looking for KC. Maybe will find him nevertheless, as KC does have the Yule Scepter, so gonna be a very difficult kill, especially with the Dazzle here. KC gonna throw, excuse me, the Lightning Bolt and the Thunder God's Wrath, and Darksheep just gonna back off after that one. Not really all that confident. Just waiting for the 40-minute rune. Is gonna be a nice 130 gold for that bounty. Excuse me. That's Dajuka looking to place his Observer Ward here. Okay. Not the worst, not the best, though. Tree gonna block a lot of that vision. As it looks like Necro units being used to take some of those Ancients here. And with about 4k gold, what is going to be the next buy up here from Sheep? Actually, over 4k gold. Gonna sell the treads, maybe. I think Refresher is probably, especially with the Necro Book, going to be helpful. Double Necro Book units. Obviously, you got to wait for the first set to die. Double Sonic Wave. You know, double Orchid, perhaps. Won't have the double Sheep Stick, but maybe if it goes that late, you could trade the Orchid up for a Sheep Stick and still have the double Sheep potential here, but looks like just kind of waiting. Gonna go towards bot lane now, and PooNaNi and J King, kind of thinking of the same J King though, just gonna go into Roshan, and this Wraith King doesn't have all that much farm, and as it looks like, gonna DC. That's a classic. Alright, so the Radiant actually really pressuring this top lane, and if Darksheep would have gone top, they would have had to abandon this Roche, or at the very least the Wraith King would have been nowhere near able to get there in time before the tower goes down at the very least. Although no Necro units, so they don't have that much push, considering their secondary core is an Axe as well as a Tuskar without any really type of damage items here. And Mew managing to find a lot of farm there as well. So 1,000 gold outside of the Blink Force Staff Arcane Boots. Not all that bad. Dajuka finding some fair farm as well here, so does have the Arcane Boots mechanism. Looking to finish up probably a Force Staff as well. Maybe the Aghanim Scepter, which would absolutely wreck the Disruptor. Or excuse me, not the Disruptor, the Wraith King. Not going to be able to use the BKB there. So it will be another Aegis for the Dire, and this time I imagine they'll want to put it on KC. Although KC going for the Refresher, I believe here. Not really going to have too many slots. Could just get rid of the Soul Ring though, I guess. And with about 1900 mana, I'm sure you can afford to do so. As Octarine Refresher, going to be a pretty strong Zeus. The only thing he's missing is the Bloodstone, but realistically, not that big of a deal here. As this pause seems like it may be a long one here. Nobody's saying what it's for just yet. Stigs really underfarmed here as well. About 2,900 though, so not all that bad here. Does he have any anything cool here? Does anybody have anything cool? May as well take this time to check. KC, gem. Oh wow, he's got a lot of gold earned. Looks like he really likes to play the Zeus here. 18, well, I guess that's not that much. PooNaNi, nothing. Darksheep. Oh, nice. Alright, alright. This is pretty legit. Got some nice Immortal Wings here. Kills 1100, so definitely a Queen of Pain player. My clack clack, don't take my rune, homeboy dagger. Poof, where I go, son? Where am I? I'm Gary, homie. You can't see me coming. Sit down. Looks like this one was actually a gift, which is pretty cool. I was going to get a Mushi shoulder here, it looks like. Alright, alright, who else? Tuskar. This is the Vici set, I think. Yeah. Heroes revealed with Dust 1. So definitely not a Tuskar player, or at least not a Tuskar player that uses Dust. Mew. Anything cool here? On that EG hype, only 3 games watched. Naked Disruptor, I believe. Axe, we already checked. And I think that's pretty much it. Dazzle. There's never anything cool about Dazzle. J King. Oh, Wraith King set me. Alright. Okay, well. Why not? Wyvern has nothing, so I guess they don't even give you the option. Alright, maybe it works now. J King. Alright, so now nothing is just our target. Is really long pause here, and alright. Did not expect that one. Reborn. Just doing reborn things. Yep. Alright, well, we'll just give up on that, I guess. Man, this is so weird. Looks like the pause, people getting a little bit more annoyed than unpause or ban. No cool tombstone, unfortunately. Shots fired on the Stigs. Good old all chat. At least we've got this. Thankfully, replays still show all chat. Was there a fight recap? Oh no. Oh, what? Did not know you could see fight recaps there. That is really cool. Alright, well, today I learned. I guess that pause does do something. They will just unpause without the Wraith King here, and it looks like there are going to be some TPs home now. A lot of zombies on a Roshan here. Did not know that they spawned on a Rosh. Alright, top lane meanwhile. Looks like they will finish Roshan here. Somebody, it looks like, is microing J King. And it is a Wraith King, thankfully. Not something like a Meepo or, you know, something that you just can't use whatsoever. We'll just move him into the Ancients here. Keep him farming as bot lane. Looks like Darksheep. Nearby the Wraith King. 4.3 now, plus the sale for the treads here. So a lot of gold on Darksheep, and is he actually just going to go and kill the Wraith King? Casey just going to walk right up, though. Look at the damage. There's the Sundown of J King. Yule Scepter up, has the blink away, needs to get it off. Not going to be able to do so. And was it a bait? They did see him. What a freaking play. And they don't even lose anything top lane. We'll just TP out here. A Hex now fully completed on our Zeus player, and that's not what I expected whatsoever here. K-Stig's going to be able to TP out, but does disassemble the Perseverance and instead goes for the Scythe. That's going to be really helpful against the Queen of Pain, who now probably needs a BKB. Maybe a Lincoln Sphere, I guess, but probably no. They've got Chain Lightning on Octarine Core cooldown. Definitely want to go for a BKB. Then the Zeus is just really useless. Sure, they've got the Blink Initiation, but it doesn't really help much outside of that. Even if you've got a Lincoln's, he just blinks in, pops it with the Chain Lightning. And the Dire, they still have that Rox bot lane. And look at this. They're using the Wraith King as a stronger creep, I guess you could say. Mid lane, though, we're missing out on some action. There's the Thunder God's Wrath, as well as it looks like an Echo Slam. Won't be able to find a kill just yet, though. And it looks like Mew actually not spending the Echo Slam will go down. K-Sig's going to be the next target here. And it looks like it will be a 3-for-0 trade here. Dire now ready to go down the mid lane. It's all up to the Echo Slam for Mew here. Echo Slam, Sonic Wave going to be so important. But instead, Darksheep goes top. They're going to just trade a Rox for a Rox, I suppose, but both sides with the fortification, and the Dire is going to be far through this set of racks. They could even go for another one. Darksheep really trying to run up and start it off here. And they do know exactly what's going on here. Tuskar trying to buy some time. Maybe if they can cancel some TPs, it looks like now they're rotating towards the top racks. So there's no tower there. Darksheep trying to trade, but now the TP home now here from KC here. Could look to get a kill on a Darksheep. The Orchid though on a Zeus. You gotta focus something, Darksheep. Definitely gotta get something done. There's the Thunder God's Wrath, and it looks like the Rax is gonna go down here as well. Okay, Stigs gonna look for the blink. Will catch on 2 of them. Do we have the Echo Slam? There it is! Look at the Echo Slam on 4 heroes. There's the follow-up fissure. What the heck is gonna go down? And now there's just a Wraith King with 3 lives. And they're going to easily be able to chew through that one. And there it is. Walrus Punch, the whole freaking toolbox on that one. Easy kill there. And now they're just going to run down mid lane. They don't have any other choice. Absolutely fantastic play from K-Stigs and Mew on that one. A really nice Echo Slam. And a really nice blink call. Darksheep now gonna buy a Moon Shard here. There's the buyback on the Wyvern as well as the Dazzle, and it looks like they've got to buy back if they want to hope to win this one. Mew gonna throw it on the Fissure. Everybody getting a little bit low. They've got to be careful. The offensive weave gonna be ticking down that armor. Top lane though, Darksheep going for the racks, has to be careful. There's the Yule Scepter. K-Stigs in the background looking for KC, and it looks like he will trade his life in order to save the Queen of Pain. Fissure to go out to Juka. There's the Glimpse as well. Could be in a lot of trouble. Zombies as well as the Poison Touch. Going to be enough to prevent him from getting the kill. Meanwhile, mid lane now looks like they're going for this. Rax Darksheep going to have to blink out yet again. Switching lanes. Going to get hexed up, and it looks like he should go down here. Does have the finish pipe, but not going to be enough to keep him alive here. And instead, just going to throw up the Lotus Orb, which is going to throw back. Looks like the Snowball trying to buy some time. Queen of Pain rotating up, it seems. KC going to be the one to get snowballed in here. And looks like if only Switching Lanes had a blink, maybe could have gotten out on that one. KC, Darksheep going for the top rocks. Is he going to be able to get it? No. Gonna have to blink out already. Tried for a cheeky play. Unable to get anything from it. And Mew will have to return home here. And alright, this game's not over, I guess. If they die one more time with no buybacks. Darksheep. Maybe gonna look for a Desolator after this. It looks like KC looking for the kill on a Mew. Will be able to find it. KC so deep right now. But should be able to get out of that one. Will be able to get out of that one. With the refresher Thunder God's Wrath as well. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication here, but take a look at our graphs real quick. Wow. The Dire yet again. They had a massive 8k lead, dropped it, and now they've got about a 10k lead, dropping it even closer to that 10k yet again. 15k, over 15k EXP. I don't even know what's going to happen if the Radiant comes back. I do want to apologize, as this is not one of my better casts. I've managed to get a cut on the inside of my mouth, and it's really early here as well, since I've had a pretty busy week, so certainly not the best. Hopefully certainly not the worst though. And bot lane now, the Dire ready to group up, and the Radiant really having trouble dealing with these 5-man pushes. They still have a much better they really have a much better 5-man push, especially with how farmed the Zeus is. They need a nice initiation from you, preferably with a smoke, so that he can't get caught with the Thunder God's Wrath. And just as I say, that Smoke of Deceit is going to get picked up. As it looks like J King gonna lose a lot of the mana here. No mana now on J King. BKB gonna be popped. The Echo Slam in the background gonna catch out a couple of heroes. There's the Wyvern ulti now on a Darksheep. It does have a BKB. Not gonna be afraid of KC whatsoever. And now there's the Sonic Wave. Dazzle gonna be thrown up with a Yule Scepter. K6 gonna go for the ultimate. Will land. PooNaNi now gonna be the next target. Meanwhile on the backside they will be able to finish off the Wyvern. Now K6 getting low. Hex up over here from KC. Switching lanes. Gonna get Yule's up as well. And they're not ready to give this one up just yet. KC gonna blink out. PooNaNi gonna get orchided up. One more lightning bolt, but it looks like PooNaNi gonna go down here to Juka now. Still wants to chase on a KC, and it looks like we'll be able to do so. KC gonna get that kill. This guy just going ham right now. So much damage, and it looks like there's the lightning bolt gonna get returned by the Lotus Orb now. It looks like Darksheep gonna back up a little bit. There's Mew though coming up the Fissure, the Snowball in. Do they have the Walrus Punch? Not enough mana just yet. Yule Scepter now from KC. Axe with the blink call, gonna miss on that one. KC gonna go Walrus Punch, and now Hex up on a K6. There's the Refresher now. KC though gonna get Hex up. He's actually gonna Hex himself. A nice play from Switching Lanes. Yule Scepter from KC. He's gonna go down. Finally, they managed to kill him. The buyback from the Zeus. Gonna use the Thunder God's Wrath now, TPing to this creep. And it looks like KC's not done just yet. He TP's right in, and now, with so much damage, is he gonna be able to get a kill on the K6? It looks like no, he's gonna go down. And that should be GG. He tried for the play, and it almost worked out. It really, really almost worked out. Leahy just throwing shade. Dyer won the moral victory. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but it was a good comeback to watch nonetheless. Certainly, certainly a really good team fight down there bot lane to close things out at the very least. Darksheep gonna manage to pick up a DD rune here, and it looks like wants to go over here on the Wyvern. Gonna throw out the dagger, still has the Orchid though. Won't be able to use it. Glimmer Cave Force Staff up, and this game may not have been over if it wasn't for the buyback over there on the Zeus, or the dieback, I guess you could say. It's up in about 50 seconds. Darksheep gonna go to the top lane now and just look to finish off that Rax here. It's gonna Orchid up on a PooNaNi. Guardian Greaves. Darksheep taking quite a bit of damage. Snowball up. It looks like the rest of the team is going for mid lane. Trying to pull them apart as much as possible here is Darksheep. Just waiting to come back around. Trying to do so. We've got the Winter's Curse now. Maybe going to use it here, especially with the Necro Books. Is going to get Orchided up though. The Yule Scepter to purge it off. Darksheep got to be a little bit careful. Looks like what the Heckle as well, getting quite low to those Necro Creeps. May go down. Looks like instead just going to be able to run away from that one. Micro your Wraith King PooNaNi. There's the blink in. Should go down here to the ult from the Axe. K6 going to be able to get that kill, and that's going to be a good game well played. Earthshaker will go down. And it seems like it was certainly a close game, but good game well played. Unfortunately, a DC did kind of decide this one a little bit, but the Radiant certainly was on the comeback. So good game well played, guys. Unfortunately, that DC did rob us of maybe a more enjoyable game, but both teams tried. Mango Boys with the victory, 52 minutes in. So thanks again, Mew, for sending me this game. It was a ton of fun. Hopefully the cast was alright, as my mouth is absolutely killing me right now. But anyways, good game well played, and thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have my series from lane to lane where I just cast some everyday pubs that you guys send me. I also do some more professional pubs like games from Koikva, Miracle, whoever I can get my hands on from Dodo Buff. I have a learning series as well, so feel free to check that out. There's some more info in the description, as well as some videos linked in the annotations at the end here. Thanks a lot.